Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Konarja here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018. We are headed to Suzuka today. Just finished up Q2, and as you can see, we are in P2. There is some interest going on this weekend, though. We had a major upgrade failure. The 3-week project to help the chassis weight distribution has failed, so it's not ready for this weekend. Also, I've had to take a new MGU K for the weekend. That is a 10-place grid penalty. By my calculations, that is the only grid penalty we will be taking for the duration of the season. I hope. We'll see. we'll not really know, I think, until Abu Dhabi if that is the case. But hopefully that is the case. So the best we can start today is 10th. There's also interest in the fact that Suzuka, and that means there's rain. It was actually dry for all of practice, Q1, and most of Q2, but it just started to rain at the end of Q2. So we'll see what it looks like out here in Q3. We are indeed on inners. Let me look at the weather. 10 minutes, still calling for light rain. If they don't call for any changes within the 15 to 20 minutes of Q3, then yeah, okay, we are definitely on inners for all of this session. Well, let's get out on track, and let me actually drive out so I can get a feel for it.
Please, car ready to leave.
Yeah, I want to get a feel for what it's like in the rain here. This is a tricky place, especially in the rain. Car's been pretty good. This actually is very light rain, so hopefully it's not too terribly bad out here. The Ferraris are very quick here this weekend, likely due to some major upgrades they have had to their car. The Ferrari team is now closer to us than any other team has ever been in the entire season. So some of that mid-season dominance that our car had seems like it's starting to maybe slip away a little bit. But once we do get that major chassis upgrade, things should start to turn around as far as that goes, and then that will pretty much bring us towards the ending part of the season when I don't know what's going to happen there. We're just going to keep riding it out. I thought DRS seemed like it was enabled when we went out. So yeah, it's certainly not very wet. So it's good that we're out right now. If the track's only going to get wetter and wetter, we want to do our quick lap while the track has as much heat and dryness in it as possible. I guess the downside is maybe a dry line hasn't developed. I don't know if that's going to be a major issue. I think the major issue we might have is cars exiting the pits. Somebody gets out in front of me. Never mind. The major issue we might have is the game doing stuff like that. Get over the bump. Get on the front straightaway. Yeah, nobody's exiting pit road, so we are good. Forcing the way up there. Timidly down into turn 1. It's a bit slippery out here. Yep. It's a bit of a worry, honestly, that it's raining in Q3, especially on this race weekend with a 10-place penalty. Even though we made it to Q3, it is still realistically totally possible for us to start absolutely last in the race, which is not what I want. Suzuka is a lovely track, and I enjoy running it thoroughly, but it's not a place that I want to try and go from 20th through the field at. Haven't even looked at the weather for the race, so who knows? We might have to deal with the rain there, too. Oh, boy. I think this is just going to end up being a practice lap. Luckily, there's enough fuel on board. We can go for another one. Yeah, we're a second down on Delta right now. These are the kind of conditions that the AI are just absolutely dominant in. Very, very slow. Alright, we must do better than that. We must. Hopefully having a Delta to go against will help. I wish I could adjust brake pressure after Park for May, but that's one of the things you cannot do after you've dedicated to a setup.
15 minutes till we expect the heavy rain to arrive.
Oh, it's gonna get worse then, huh? That was not any better through there, really. I mean, we are a half second up, but we really need more than that. I don't think the track's improving. I think it's getting worse. I don't know why it was so slow around the hairpin. Alright, well, we lost a lot of time down here. How much better is that? Almost a second. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. See if we can pick up a little bit in the last turns as well. No! Frick! We're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash. We didn't crash. Wow. That was lucky. Alright, we're gonna give it one more go here. We might have time to do 2 laps. I feel like there is a little bit more of a dry line, at least visibly. So we'll see if that does anything for us. Really, I just need to complete the lap I was going for. We weren't in bad shape on that lap. Oh, this is terrible news for us. This couldn't be any worse in the way of timing. Everybody's coming out of the pits, and they're just going to park in front of us. Yeah. Alright, so I basically want to just abort this lap, save the tires for another one. That is really bad timing. Try and get myself a gap and try to get a good feel for the place at the same time. Doesn't seem like it'd be a terrible thing to be near some cars that are at speed. And that Red Bull in front of me would be a good one to have. This rain really doesn't look that bad, but this place is so tricky. It doesn't seem to really matter. I'd love to get up close enough to him to step a draft. I don't think that's going to be likely. Must be more careful through there. I'm now missing a brake marker that I was using. It's unfortunate. Okay, no draft for me. This is it. Let's give it everything we got. As of now, we'll be starting pretty much last. Just switched it over to green. It was dancing on me, but it was pretty good. Nice. There's a purple sector 1. That sector 2 is where I really struggle in the rain, so try and keep it easy. Qualifying complete. We're very far up on time. I do feel like a dry lane has formed. I did go and throw a tick of front wing on the car, just to try and get some grip out of it, even if it does unbalance the aero. I'll have to remember to take that off because it's a dry race. Alright, be careful through here. Yeah, just a couple little lifts and that got us through. Remember that I'm missing my brake marker there. Felt like I closed in on this Red Bull through the lap. Hung with him if nothing else. We'll see.
It's a bit disappointing.
And a very warm welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, an event that has decided a Drivers' Championship 11 times over the years and has hosted some very memorable races as well. Who can forget Kimi Raikkonen's win from 17th on the grid in 2005, or Kamui Kobayashi's incredible drive to a podium in 2012. With that then, let's run through the grid order. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Sainz, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Leclerc, and Daniel Ricciardo, Hamilton, Van Dorn, Valtteri Bottas, and Magnussen, Hartley, Stroll, Sergei Sirotkin, and red. They've taken a grid penalty. Gasly and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid.
We're not where we expected. Aim to improve our position with a strong start.
I'll aim to do that, so there you have it. The weather is good for the race today. 8th place was the best I could do in Q3, which was very surprising. I thought that was a much better lap than it ended up being, but I should know better in the rain in this game. That's okay. That's okay. 18th, we got Magnussen there in 15th, also with a grid penalty. We have both Mercedes below the top 10, so it's not looking like it's going to be a disaster of a weekend, but we do definitely need to work really hard in this one. The strategy for us is a 2-stopper, super soft, which I am fine with. I would like to put a little extra fuel on board so that we have the ability to try and rich mix around people. Car's balance is really good here. I do need to go into here and take off that front wing. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, out of the gate here, I don't expect much. I got out of the hole real poorly. But the AI, I think this is probably their worst track. They do just the dumbest of things here. Okay. Oh, buddy. I passed.
Safety car deployed.
Okay.
The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack.
Not exactly what I had in mind.
Slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Not exactly what I had in mind with a start that was advantageous. But definitely proved what I was talking about, where they're really bad here. They're not slow. They just can't seem to stop wrecking each other, is what historically has been the case. Including under safety car, apparently. I really just wanted to get through lap 1 and
We're looking good from the start.
let the field disperse. Not have to worry about the pack, but apparently we're going to have it again if we're safety carring. In and out. Make sure we don't get passed. It's going to be a traffic jam right here, isn't there?
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
How many cars are going to phase through me today? All right. Well, we're quote unquote starting 13th now. That's actually the position I was aiming for, and I think if we had a dry qualifying session, we would have been around 12th or 13th to start. So if we can manage to stay in our position, and that's okay. I'm just not too happy about the idea of having to do another start. It's not as bad as a standing start, but it's still an opportunity for them to mess up. Yeah, caught the queue. These are really long safety cars here. I'm hoping we go this lap and we'll go for another one. I really don't want to queue for 3 laps around Suzuka. I really don't even see a reason why there was a safety car. Hamilton was sideways on the track, but he had a full lap to get going, and it didn't even take him that long to get going. I don't think he even hit. It was a pretty random and obnoxious safety car.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Alright, I decided to just go ahead and bring you through the safety car because it was a ridiculously long safety car period. So here we go, we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to start lap number 4. Getting our thumb exercises in. Very awkward place for this to be transpiring. Boy, they got out of there like a rocket ship. I don't know exactly how that was physically possible, but I do at least have a nice clean entry into turn 1 if I'm not getting past. Really?
Okay, we've lost the position. That's us down a place.
How was that physically possible? I'm sorry to say that it simply was not. Whatever. Whatever. Keep it going. Try and pass him into the hairpin here.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
What you got? Yes.
Confirmed.
I think we have to do something different. Even though I hate the mediums here, they're not my tire. We have to do something to get out of the pack. We have to do something different. And I think that's a good option. Since we have that long safety car, we can extend the life of these tires out long enough to do that. Depending what everyone else does, we could probably extend that all the way out to 9 or 10 on these tires. I'll have to monitor them as to when they're going to go down. They don't last terribly long here. That might be the right call already.
We're trailing our teammate by 1.7 seconds.
Only a couple places ahead of us here, I think. Not running in traffic should have me at a pretty darn good pace here. Definitely the area where this car works really well and makes up a bunch of time. Which is why it was so staggering and baffling that Stroll just strolled by us there. This seems dangerous. Seemed like a crash waiting to happen. Blocky boys. Had to take some wheel to him there because that was some intense blocking.
Nice move.
Magnussen going wheel to wheel ahead of us. Very scary place to do that.
We're approaching
Oh,
the
it's
pit window.
on now.
You'll be on the mediums. Green flag.
Somebody else crash up here? I'm telling you, they're really bad at this track. I bet you we're not done with crashes. It's like flashing back and forth. Caution, green, caution, green. Ericsson's out of the race. He must have had a park play, I think it was. Ooh, easy. Sliding that back tires. Bang has gotten himself into the points right now. Curious how many other cars are on this one-stop strategy at this point. You would think that safety car would open that window for a lot of drivers in the race. Alpha Sauber is pretty quick in a straight line, and I don't want to try and go too wide through here. So I'll wait for DRS to try and make this move. Seems like quite a few are probably going to go for the soft to medium here. I hate it when they do that. They cover the middle of the track so much that they can't make the apex of the turn, and then they miss the turn and just cut right in front of you. That's an annoying habit. Look at the time we've lost to those two ahead of us because of this. Look at the loss of life that styrofoam breaker board has had. Let's try and get him into the hairpin. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna use all my rich fuel mix just trying to get around Leclerc here. Definitely why I was so welcome to the idea of a different strategy, because I just knew how much of a pain in the butt they were going to be to pass here. Good. Hey, hey, hey.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
I feel like we're probably going to be the only cars on pit road here. This is the car where it's best. That's what I think is going to be the saving grace of this strategy, is that on my own, I think we have one of the faster cars on the track. In traffic, probably one of the slower. Generally, I think traffic just slows you down immensely here, so whatever I can do to get out of traffic is a wise decision. Fast scrapping pack right there.
Box now, please. Box this lap. The gap to the car behind is 2.4 seconds.
This is where they slow each other down, trying to get on the brakes, and then everybody loses. I am indeed not the only car on pit road. It's interesting. Hey guys.
Go, go, go.
Good stop. Signs. Oh.
Pit strategy complete.
Oh.
See these tires through to the end now.
Signs is out on another set of supers in front of me, so I think I'm the only one stopper in the race. It looks like, or I'm just the earliest one stopper. Take me a lap or two to get used to this. It's a lot different. Supers to mediums is a huge transition. So I'm gonna have to adjust and basically run this like hot lap mode for this stint and just see where we come out in the grand scheme of things. I feel like it should be pretty good, but I'm not very good at math. And I did trust Jeff's instincts here. That's not usually a good thing. Alright, Magnussen's pitting now. He might be on a similar strategy. We'll see. He might also be going for supers. I think we have a crash up here, or somebody's blown up.
The incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing
Oh, it's Danny Rick, so probably blew up. He's pitting. Sainz got all sorts of held up by him. I don't know how he didn't get DRS there. Oh, he's on DRS. Interesting. What tires is he on? What tires is he on? He's on a one-stop as well. Okay. Alright, so we're not alone in this one-stop strategy. But we know we have at least some cars that aren't doing it. We're not too worried about the Renault there. He's got another stop on us. I'm worried if he's going to slow me up, though. That's not going to be helpful. That was dicey. Yeah, I'm surprised he is not even catching up to these cars that just pit for mediums.
The gap behind us is 5.4 seconds.
I'm missing around Alonso there. That is ultimately for position. Remember what I said about the AI here. And I guess me, as I run into the dirt. Trying to pick who's going to win this battle and follow them, but I think it's going to be nobody. I think we all lose.
If you think you can get past, increase ERS deployment to overtake mode.
We all lose was the answer. Terribly sorry, but I've had enough.
Good job, nice overtake.
Enough of your shenanigans. You can't get it done, I will. Wow. For the attack here. Pretty good, alright. Nice, nice. We will have to worry about DRS. I don't know how close he is. Close enough, I guess. Kind of running a, I want to say defensive, but not defensive against position. Defensive against being hit position on track. Now Magnussen's got himself seemingly a little stuck behind Ocon. It would be nice. It would be nice if the teammates would give you a little bit more slack, but I guess that's not even how it really works in F1, is it? This is dangerous. Yep, that's exactly what I thought would happen.
Green flag. Green
That's
flag.
exactly what
We're
I thought would
racing again.
happen. I think I did that to Hamilton last year, or last season. If you go too wide through them, they just wreck. There's nothing you can do about it because they will not brake. They will not slow down to save themselves. I look like a hypocritical jerk right now because I was just talking about teammates cutting some slack. But there was no reason to try and defend that position. I had a 20-kilometer-an-hour difference in speed. I got wheel to wheel with him before the turn. All he had to do was lift. All he had to do was lift. He's back. He's way back there now. That ruined his race. I could have tried to wait for the next DRS zone, but it just didn't seem necessary. What, am I going to do it again here? That time I did not have enough wheel in there, but they can't handle it. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, it's for horses.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up. Gap to teammate
Oh,
behind
jeez.
is 13.0 seconds. Safety car, safety car. No overtaking. Reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as before. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
I peed a little. That was not an enjoyable thing. He just started to, like, meander back on track right in front of us. Again, no need for a safety car. All they needed to do was throw a yellow sector there so we'd all slow down. But they did not. Oh, buddy. Well, hopefully this helps Magnussen gain a position or two. I'm trying. Yeah, he'll catch the pack now and probably pit for some supers or something. Something to get an advantage over the cars in front of him for the rest of the race. And probably not supers at lap 14, but maybe some softs. Alright, another long safety car period probably, so I guess we'll be back.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tires are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Okay, here we go again. Some dance is on. Again, struggling to get power down there. Not as bad this time. Though we got an Ocon right on our butts. I kind of sailed it there to keep ahead of him. Oh, buddy, cold tires. Cold mediums are scary. especially with overtake on and rich mix on. It's a lot for the tires to handle at not optimum temperatures. Now we're up to normal temps. Is that Perez still up there in second? It's one of the Force Indias. I didn't really track if they had big upgrades recently or not. Could just be positioning. Decent.
They're a +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
Decent getaway here. Nice gap between the cars. Wow. Oh, maybe DRS isn't active again. Okay, it's like, surely we were close enough. Tires are back to where they need to be now. And luckily with the safety car, wear should be no issue for us. I really don't know if it was before. Definitely not now. I need to just take a traditional line in there and stop trying to slide by them. Oh, great exit. We are in a good draft. Not going to happen yet. And the exit they get out of there is what really hurts me.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Battle forming up there. Third place. Right.
Okay, should be good on tyres for a while. Wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up.
I still want to try it there. Very, very highly focused right now. I still feel like being around them is constantly second from disaster. All it would take is one slip between the two of them. And they must be running in full power modes as well. Not worth it. Yeah, there's nowhere to escape here. If they get crossed up, they get into trouble. We're going to be part of the trouble. So wanted to try to get the outside of them there. That's one of the places I feel like I can pass here is on the outside. It scared me there. Too many gears. Too much dirt. This might be a decent draft. Not quite. Oh, that gets close. Look at the gap the four of us have pulled on the backpack there. The book bag. I don't like following this close. I either want to get this pass done or just back off, I think. I think the big thing that would have to happen is a bigger gap between Verstappen and Kimi. Dang it.
Keep managing your tires. Manage your tires.
Is that a warning? Is it looking bad? Oh god. I really have a personality for a position in management. I'm more of the cart pusher. The blocking has started. Which actually helps us a bit, because he's gotten himself away from his draft now. Alright, we are way up alongside, but I have to brake or he's going to wreck himself. I guess I should have done that against my teammate, but it's just really ridiculous that that's the way they're programmed here. That's a big cut.
Okay, the gap behind is 3.7 seconds.
Tried to outpower him out of there, but it didn't happen. No, I was there, my friend. Not having it. I know it's not a usual passing opportunity here, but I gotta make something happen. You're killing me. Alright, can we catch the Ferrari now? I need to catch him soon if I'm ever going to pass him, because obviously it takes at least 3 or 4 laps to make a pass here. But I bet you this upcoming lap, out on my own, will be one of my fastest, if I don't mess anything up. Boy, even that one was fast, and I was behind him for half the lap. This is where we'll make up most of our time, right here. Well, you can see the gap closing. Oh, that was loose, though. Slid my way right into a purple sector, though.
Laps of fuel remaining.
A lot of little micro stutters there. Micro's tiny little stutters. Perfect exit there, but it was darn good. It'll be a flyer of a lap. Yep. Rumor has it, Formula One might be going back to giving a point for fast lap of the race. Going back to? I think they did it in the past. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. We're leading our teammate by 9.9 seconds.
Little too aggressive there. Just a little too cocky. See the laps winding down. And I need to get there with enough time to try and get around them. I don't even want to look at the tires. I don't want to know what condition they're in. What I got is what I got.
Vettel's leading the race.
Thank you for that valuable information. Wide. We're in sniffing range. Certainly within DRS range. It's a lousy lap though.
Our gap behind is 4.9 seconds.
Tap the brake there to close the wing before we approach the turn. I might have to try a similar move right there on him. It'll be harder to do now that the tires are
There's 3
wearing
laps of
down.
fuel remaining.
Hey, that was my fast
Some
lap.
information on Vettel. They seem to have an issue.
Uh-oh. Vettel's got an issue. From the lead. This is about to be a battle for second. Force India have a chance to win a race? Doesn't seem like it's a race-ending issue yet. Oh, he's closing though. Here we go here. What? Oh God, just push me off track, why don't you? Oh, what a race. What is it about this track that just makes them, like, complete jerks? Nah. He is closing. We might get him on the back straightaway if it's a power thing. Could be a gear down. Who knows? This is not going to be the run. There he goes! Force India to the lead.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target.
Oh wow, I was so
Drop
timid
down
there.
to mix too soon.
Jeff, just shut up. We're not going to be able to make the move here.
He gapped 6 seconds. This is your final lap of the race.
How come you know that now and not when you're doing fuel calculations? I gave it everything I had to try and squeak it beside him right there.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
I thought that was my best chance. What might happen here is Vettel. Vettel might be so slow we catch him. Could be good or bad for us, I'm not sure. It'd be bad if Raikkonen gets a draft on the straightaway. Which he kind of is. Not as good as mine. I think we're gonna get there. My run out of the last turn's too slow. That's too bad. Hard fought. Ridiculous race.
Great drive, great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
I'm not happy with the race, but the position is fine. 20th to 4th or 18th to 4th. I'm not going to complain.
Brilliant stuff
Hey!
from Force India today. What a superb victory.
That's a first, I think.
Ant, how exactly did they set
Perez.
themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
Indeed.
Here come our winning drivers then, out onto the podium at the end of a thrilling Grand Prix. The drama and excitement are over, and it's time to let it all sink in.
Congratulations.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Red increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Red. They
Unfortunately.
demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to
Hey!
other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in
Magnussen
difficult
scored a point.
situations.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Haas moved further ahead at the top of the standings. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, though, goodbye.
Well, Force India pretty much dominating the best of the rest right now, and they've actually become maybe one of the best. Might that be one of the topics of discussion for the next season? Could happen. Could happen. That was a weird race. I knew it was gonna be weird. I know that the AI do bad things here. The only incident that I really, truly hate that happened is the one between me and Magnussen, but I don't know what to do differently to, I don't know, excuse the AI for their behavior in those situations. I want to race aggressively. Oh yeah, that was the safety car incident there. The safety cars are what, I guess, gave us the ability to even be in the position we were in, but it's gonna kill our replays too. That's a shame. Well, hope you got some enjoyment out of that. Hopefully next race will make a little bit more sense. I'll see you next time.